Did you open a Gishath Sons avatar? Having one of EDHREC's top 15 commanders reprinted into a standard set sure does introduce a lot of new copies into the environment. And if you're like me and ended up with multiple copies, you might be wondering what to do with this big, nasty dino. But like many, thanks to Lost Caverns of Ixalan and the new Veloci-Ramp-Tor precon, dinos are experiencing not just an explosion in popularity, but an explosion in price. This may lead you to think your own dino deck is going to cost an arm and a leg, but I'm here to say, nuh-uh, you're wrong, sucker, because I've got a $50 budget dino deck for everyone who wants to connect with their new Naya-colored 7/6 legend. A quick look at Gishath, we all know what they do at this point. But our 7/6 dinosaur avatar has vigilance, haste, and trample, meaning you get to business the turn you cast it. But also, when Gishath deals combat damage to a player, you reveal that many cards from the top of your library and put any number of dinosaurs revealed this way into play, and the rest on the bottom of your library. Gishath enables its own trigger with haste and trample, meaning all we really have to do is cram as many good dinosaurs as we can into our deck and call it a day. These dinos go directly into play, so the bigger and beefier of a dino we can flip, the more value we get on each attack. So let's start with what dinos I've managed to put in the list for just $50. There are 35 creatures in my list, with most of them being dinosaurs that count as hits for Gishath's trigger, ranging from tiny little threats like Belligerent Yearling, which copies the power of other dinosaurs coming into play, to Dinosaur Egg, which definitely won't be small for long thanks to Evolve, all the way to Siegehorn Ceratops, which gets bigger and bigger every time it survives damage. So, even our smallest dinosaurs can be big threats. But big threats are natural in this deck, like legendary Bombs, Atali Primal Storm, Bogla and Yodaro, and Galta and Maverick. These three alone have a combined power of 25. Imagine hitting them all in a single flip with Gishath. But those are two opposite ends of the spectrum. In between, we have dinosaurs with utility value like Kinjali Sunwing tapping down opponents' creatures, Ripjaw Raptor providing a bit of card draw, and Regal Behemoth helping you easily cast or recast your commander while also introducing the Monarch for your dinos to chase. Naturally, our creatures can get pretty expensive mana-wise, with Wakening Sun's avatar costing 8, but finishers like Goring Ceratops costing 7, this means we need to lean into green strengths with some ramp in the deck. I've included 2 layers of way to cast our dinos ahead of curve. First, creature-based cost discounters. Kinjali's Caller, Otepec Huntmaster, and Knight of the Stampede all make our dinosaur spells cheaper. This makes us able to cast multiple dinosaurs in a single turn more often. If we need to rebuild from a board wipe in short order, dropping a cost discounter is going to allow us to get further value from casting more than one spell each turn. But we also want traditional green land-based ramp too. Since our creatures cost 4 or more mana, we don't have to rely on 2 mana ramp as much, and can include classics Cultivate and Kodama's Reach, along with Circuitous Route, Entish Restoration, Harrow, and Traverse the Outlands all help us get permanent resource generators into play in volume, while we still get to include Rampant Growth and Thunderherd Migration on the low end of the curve. We have some classic removal in the deck too, even at this budget, like Blasphemous Act, Swords to Plowshares, and Beast Within, all allowing us to catch up or reset the board. And we can't forget Chaos Warp, Generous Gift, and the very on-theme Savage Stomp as ways to deal with anything that may be stopping us going full-on Jurassic Park across the battlefield. And if you're looking for even more ways to cheat out dinosaurs, I've included Doors to Durin from the Lord of the Rings set too. This 5-mana enchantment lets you sneak attack a creature into play on each attack, no matter how big the attacker is. Best of all, you don't have to sacrifice the creature afterwards. It's like a bonus mini Gishath trigger every turn. But naturally, this wouldn't be a budget deck for me if I didn't give us a pivot. Say you want to use Gishath in the 99 instead. How do you do that? Kant Laza gave us a new option from the Veloci-Ramp-Tor precon, but I'm opting to recommend a different precon box legend in Atla Palani Nest Tender. Atla is not a dinosaur, but she's a dino's best friend. This 4-mana human makes eggs, and when those eggs die, they polymorph themselves into big creatures from your deck, giving you a great option to cheat big beefy boys into play. This really works because Atla's not the only source of eggs in the deck. The new Dinosaur Egg is in the list, but so is the aptly named Polani's Hatcher. This dino gives your other dinosaurs haste, but also makes 2 eggs on enters the battlefield, while also making you a 3/3 dino token if you control more than 1 egg at the beginning of each combat. Between this and Atla, you could be getting a 3/3 and a random dino from your deck into play every turn. Talk about value. But there's another sneaky value play in the list too, and that's the combo with Mirror Entity. See, Mirror Entity is a changeling, making it technically a dinosaur, but this activated ability to pay X and turn all of your creatures into XX creatures that are also changelings really helps. Note that that ability does not say X cannot be 0. So with Atla Polani out, if you pay 0 for Mirror Entity's ability, all of your creatures you currently have in play become 0/0 creatures with all creature types, including Egg. And, of course, with 0 toughness, die. Flipping that many creatures from the top of your library. It's an explosive way to build up a board of smaller creatures, then pop them all, transforming them into nasty dinos in a single turn. You can also do this at instant speed at the end of an opponent's turn to give your new dinosaur army pseudo haste. Now, if you do want bigger, badder monsters to flip from your library, you'll need the upgrade. As a lot of new dinosaurs are very expensive thanks to the most recent set, like the new Galta Stampede Tyrant. It's all about dumping creatures from your hand into play and is a crazy $22 right now, but honestly would make a decent addition to the deck. Atali, Primal Conqueror, is very good, even better if you can flip it for free, and is running a cool $18 price tag currently. Let's not forget Polyraptor and Trapjaw Tyrant, both incredible additions to a dino-themed deck, especially if you're cheating mana costs. Each around the $20 mark at the moment. And the biggest hit of them all, hunting Velociraptors from the Jurassic Park cards, is a staggering $45 at the moment. For a reason though, dealing combat damage to an opponent with a dinosaur reduces the cost of all dinosaur spells you cast that turn to just 3 mana. That's a great alternative to cheating out our sneaky dinos. You probably also want a few more ways to protect your board once it starts getting out of control, so upgrading some spells to Boros Charm, Heroic Intervention, or Chroma's Will are all ways to have multiple modes on spells to get aggressive or be defensive when the time arrives. But let me know in the comments what your budget dino deck must-haves are, and be sure to share your deck lists too. Be sure to pick up any cards you need for your decks from my friends at Face to Face Games. With massive selections of singles and sealed boosters, you can use my promo code MECHANIC to save 5% on your order right now. And you can check out my full deck list at my sponsor Moxfield. Moxfield is the best deck building platform in the world and makes it easier than ever to build a deck with integrated search features. While you're there, follow my profile to never miss a brew. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button to never miss my deck picks, deck building advice, and other cool videos. Check out some right here, and as always, good luck and have fun.